Today, we will introduce the Cloud Platform Laboratory. Please follow the introduction step by step. Then you can install your own Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud operating system into your USB flash disk. First, please prepare yourself. You have to prepare the Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud operating system, no matter in the data file, ISO file, or you run it as a CD disk. Second, you need to make sure your physical machine CPU can support the command set as Intel VTX, VTD, VTC, or AMD. If you don't know how to make sure your CPU, you can restart your physical machine, and in the BIOS user interface, you can find the virtualization tag selection is available if your CPU can support the cloud platform. Or you can decide it by the VirtualBOX software application provided by the Oracle. Hence, the third condition, you need to install the Oracle VirtualBOX software application first. Of course, you need to prepare the physical USB flash disk 8 GB above. The larger, the better. The last condition is your physical machine, your personal computer, should support the USB flash disk boot priority setting in your motherboard. In the future, we will only use the USB flash disk to boot into the cloud operation system without the hard disk existence. In the beginning, you need to download the VirtualBOX software and install it. You can use the search engine to find the newest VirtualBOX software application online, or you can search it via Oracle website. Please download it and install it as you wish. After installing the VirtualBOX software, now we will try to install the Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud into your flash disk. Similar to installing the virtual machine based on the VirtualBOX, please new add the virtual machine, then click the next step. Then you can name your virtual machine. Of course, you can also select a suitable operation system and the version. For example, you can name your virtual machine by your own self. Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud, UEC, Cloud Operating System, as you wish. And since we use the Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud, the Linux type cloud operating system, please select the operating system as the Linux type, and the version will be the Ubuntu. Then you can set up the memory size. The total memory size is limited by your physical memory size in your personal computer. If you have total 4 GB memory in your physical machine. You can give or set up the memory size for your Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud about 1 to 2 gigabytes memory, because currently we only use the VirtualBOX as the virtualization technology application. You cannot set up the memory size as large as the physical memory size. It is impossible because your operating system, maybe Windows, already occupies some memory. So the memory size you can assign to your Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud is smaller than your physical memory size. At least you need to give is 500 megabytes. However, we suggest you the more memory size, the better. Then the VirtualBOX software application will ask you where to install your operation system or your virtual machine as the booting hardware. Currently, we want to install our Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud into the USB flash disk. So we don't need the startup disk. Please cancel it. We will set up and configure in the future step. Since you cancel the startup disk, the VirtualBOX application will warn you you don't add the hardware for your virtual machine. Of course, we know it. So please continue it. Ignore this warning message. Finally, the VirtualBOX will give a review message. A short summary is provided to you, include the name of the virtual machine, the operation system type, the basic memory size, and other related information. Of course, if you follow the teaching step, please click the Establish or Create button. Then we can create a new virtual machine. So when you back to the VirtualBOX software main user interface, you can find you already establish or create a virtual machine named by yourself. Please click the system choice in the center. We will do the further configuration corresponding to our Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud in the USB flash disk. Of course, we do not install the operation system. This virtual machine is similar to the new physical machine without any operation system. Hence, you need to configure the booting priority, the same as the BIOS user interface in your physical machine. You need to point out where is your operation system source. In today's laboratory, we only use the CD or DVD-ROM as our booting source. Then you can select the page USB. We need to enable the USB controller. In addition, you need to prepare your 8 GB above USB flash disk now. Plug in your USB flash disk into your physical computer. Then we can use the VirtualBOX software to find it and add this USB device into your virtual machine. Hence, the first step is plugging your USB disk, which is prepared for your Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud. Then click the icon plus in your right hand side and add the USB device. Then you will find the VirtualBOX provide a list. All your USB device plugged into your physical machine currently will be listed. Select the USB disk for your Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud. For example, if you use the Kingston Data Traveler flash disk as your USB disk for installation, then the VirtualBOX software will give a list corresponding to all the USB devices currently plugged in your use and the physical machine. So you can select the Kingston Data Traveler USB flash disk. Add this one for your Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud installation. Of course, if you have different types of USB flash disk, please select the corresponding USB disk for your own self. Finally, you can complete the configuration and start up the virtual machine. You will find it is similar to install a new physical machine with the operating system. Since your virtual machine is the first time to start up, you need to select the operating system source. If you prepare your operating system as the CD disk, you need to select CD-ROM as the operating system source. Or if you prepare the Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud ISO data file, you should find the ISO data file as the operating system source. After the operating system source configuration, you can click the next step. The Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud will require you to select some language you want to install, or the language to be used during the installation and the configuration. my suggestion is install in English type because the Chinese cannot always support during the installation. First, we need to define the partition of the hard disk. Today, the hard disk will be our USB flash disk. Of course, the Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud Operation System will automatically define the partitions. However, we want to protect our USB flash disk. Otherwise, the rapidly accessing USB flash disk will crash this flash disk quickly. Please use your keyboard. Select the manual partition. Then you can delete the original partitions. After delete, we need to define the partition of our hard disk or our USB flash disk. Since we use the Linux type operation system, Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud, the Linux will create the swap for rapidly accessing. However, too many times of the swap accessing will crash the flash disk quickly. So, we need to define our hard disk partition as EST2 file system. If you select the wrong type of the partition, your USB flash disk will be crashed or damaged very quickly, and your 8GB flash disk will not or no longer serve. Then we need to define the mounting point. Considering the future exercise, including Hadoop, HBase in the cloud platform, please select the slash as your root data file system and select the slash root data file system as your mounting point. Of course, we use the USB flash disk as our booting disk. Hence, your Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud operation system disk should be bootable. Please change the configuration as bootable. Finally, you can start to partition your USB flash disk and start to install the Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud operation system into your flash disk. Of course, the Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud will give you a warning message about a swap partition. we have mentioned above, we cannot install the swap partition into our flash disk. Otherwise, your USB flash disk will crash very quickly. Of course, if today you use the physical hard disk for the Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud Operating System installation, of course you can define the swap partition. The swap partition is good when you use the physical hard disk, but not for your USB flash disk. Now we can start our Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud installation. Again, the suggestion to install the Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud is the English language for the better performance and less mistakes. Of course, you can still select the Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud installation in traditional Chinese. Then you will find the Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud installation list about Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud, Ubuntu Server. Okay, please select Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud, the second choice. Now, even you select the installation language in Chinese, there is still warning message to you. The translation of the installer is not fully complete for the select language. In other words, even you select the Chinese as the installation language, some installation configuration will be provided in English. Then the Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud will try to detecting your keyboard. You can select yes or no to detect your keyboard or not. Depends on yourself. You can configure your own keyboard. Please select the standard keyboard as the USA type. Is the standard type of the keyboard. Then, the network configuration is needed. If your computer, physical machine, or laptop equips more than one network interface card, the Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud installation procedure will require you to find and define the main network interface for the internet or network connection. Please remember that if you have more than one network interface card, all the network interface card will be numbered from ETH 0 again. You can name your physical machine's name. Currently, this physical machine is used as the Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud physical machine. So you should name your physical machine's name. The name can be the same as you define in the VirtualBOX software as your virtual machine's name. Then you can configure the cloud controller IP address. In the cloud controller interface, the cloud controller will connect and manage the connection to the cluster controller and the node controller. The cloud controller will have the responsibility to deal with the requirement from the client user. Your Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud, if connected by the network over Ethernet, the installation procedure will to find the cloud controller in your network. The search will be automatically done by the user interface and the Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud. However, if there is no cloud controller, the warning message will show. You can give the cloud controller address manually. Or today, it is the first cloud operation system machine in the network. Of course, there was no cloud controller in this network, so this physical machine as the cloud controller needed to set up the IP address because it will be the cloud controller. Then you can pick up and select the service provided in the cloud environment. Since this physical machine or the Ubuntu Enterprise Cloud Operating System is configured and installed as the first machine in your cloud environment, it will be the cloud controller. If you have a lot of physical computer, you can distribute all the service into different computer. Or today you only have one physical machine. Then please, at this, you need to select storage service, cluster controller, storage controller, even the node controller. However, if this machine will be the second machine in your cloud environment, you should check up the controller and the service state in your cloud environment. Otherwise, you can only select the node controller as the computing resource provider. For example, if you want to create a single cluster for two physical machines, the first physical machine will install the storage service, cluster controller, storage controller. Then another physical machine will provide the computing resource. So another physical machine will install only node controller. then you can set up your system time.